guess what we did?
We upgraded from our 20-year-old S&S that was falling apart. You guys know, you've seen me rebuild it, but it was on its last leg. We upgraded. 2019 Arctic Fox 1150. Today, we're gonna show you around. I'm gonna show you around the outside.
I'm gonna show you around the inside.
And we'll show you the whole setup. Y'all stick with it. So here it is. Here's our setup. We got a 2019 F350 and a 2019 Arctic Fox 1150. Let me tell you the first thing I got for camping. And this is KLX 300 Supermoto. We carry this thing on the front of the pickup truck. I installed a front receiver hitch to the truck. And we got this little motorcycle carrier. And this little motorcycle is a great addition to a truck camper. Listen, if you're flat towing a Jeep or something, I get it. But kind of the point to me of having a truck camper is not pulling anything. And with this thing, we can drive the truck wherever we want to. We're not pulling a trailer. We don't ever have to worry about backing it up. And we still have the freedom to have a tow on the road. And this little 300 Supermoto, it looks tiny, but carrying our fit on it just fine. In fact, we've crossed the Canadian border with it. We've driven up Whiteface Mountain in New York. I've ridden the tail of the Dragon with it. And we did all of that just a couple of weeks ago. So y'all keep coming. So the 1150 is quite heavy. It holds 59 gallons of fresh water. 6 of that is in the hot water heater. And it's got a 43-gallon black water and a 35-gallon gray water tank. So if this thing's full, it gets really heavy on this truck. So I did get some extended bump stops on this truck. Torque Lift makes a similar product of stabilizers that are like $400. These are energy suspension components, and they were $15 a set for each side. So for $30, I'm getting the same thing as what you get out of a $400 set of Torque Lift. Well, let's talk about the storage on this side of the camper. This is the slide out. We've got a large storage compartment that actually goes all the way up to the top of the slide out. So it's great for holding folding chairs and whatnot. They'll just slide up in there. And this cabinet also opens up to the inside of the camper. Now this is the vents for your refrigerator, top and bottom. This is for the furnace. And here's another really large storage compartment. It does have the magnet on top. It's really nice. You can keep all your outdoor gear in here. It's got a lot of room. We've got this storage compartment on the outside and we ain't even got nothing in it yet. This thing's got so much storage. Well, carry shoes in there, but other than that, moving along to the back. I do keep a little step with us so we can get in and out easier. The Fox landing makes it really convenient coming in and out. We can actually walk out of this thing frontwards, which is something we're not used to with a truck camper. It operates really easily. Folds up out the way, and now you can see my receiver hitches right there. I can sit the ice chest right behind it. Works out just great. Really easy to operate. And now we've got a platform to get in the camper. This camper does come with the Onan 2500 LP generator, liquid petroleum, so it does run off of your propane. And it does have a long drawer. You pull this step off, it's really easy, some quick connects, and this drawer slides like 6 feet out. Of course, I gotta have my tunes with me, and this Soundboks is awesome. It's a great way to go. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys, y'all tell me in the comments. We put our map on, but we've updated it with all the states we went to with our other camper. Now, should we have started over? Or were we good doing that? I say we were good doing that. We've been to these states already. The Arctic Fox does have a sewage hose storage in the bumper. Now, underneath the truck, I've got an extension and I've got this platform here, this carrier, and I keep my big ice chest on it. And that works great for coming out to the campground. Carrier's got these handy little hooks she puts on the side of the camper to let our clothes dry after we get out the lake. Works really good. But right here we've got our dump valves for the black water, the gray water, and we also wake up the remote for the jacks right there. We got our sewage outlet, and right here we have another large storage container or compartment. Keep my water hoses, the electrical hoses, and everything like that. Now you'll notice right now I don't have water hooked up to this camper. When we brought it home, I wanted to see just how heavy it was with a full tank of water. And 60 gallons is a lot of water. And I'll tell you, it's heavy. So right now what I'm doing is we're using that water right now instead of keeping city water hooked up to it, just so we can lighten the load. We'll dump it when we leave, and it'll be a little lighter. It is quite heavy on this dually, there's no doubt. But with that being said, I'm not going to weigh it because I've already got a dually with it. I'm not going to get a bigger truck right now, and I really don't want to know what it weighs. It's designed for this truck. That's all I'll say. It is heavy with 60 gallons of water. I will lighten the load. We got the fast guns. Gotta have fast guns. This makes life really easy. And what I like to do is disconnect the fast guns, put the legs down. I've put some levels here on the side and on the back. And I use my legs to level the camper, and that's how we keep it. We don't take the truck out from under it. If we need to go somewhere, we use the little motorcycle. This camper does come with the two 30-pound tanks, so it holds quite a bit of propane. And it's got the automatic switchover regulator. So this propane ought to last us a good while if we're not running a generator 24/7. Now we have an awning in the back that's electric. We also have this crank out awning, which is really on the wrong side. It's not on the camping side, it's on the utility side. And I'm kind of thinking about putting another one of these awnings on the slide out. Y'all leave me some comments, tell me what y'all think about that. I think it's a good idea. I'm not sure if it'll work. I don't know if you could do that with a slide out. But this is all set up on the outside, guys. We're gonna move inside, and Carol's gonna show you around this side.
Y'all come on in. So welcome to the inside of our 1150 truck camper. Corey really searched and searched. He didn't want a dinette because he's a large guy, 6'1". And so when we found this camper had a rollover bed, which is a long sofa. I'm not going to roll it all the way over. I'll just kind of show you. This rolls to the front and makes a bed. He can actually lay across and be comfortable. These pillows I found on Amazon because it doesn't have anything for like an armrest. So they work really, really well. This makes a bunk bed. So what you do is just pull these side, and there's a piece that goes right here that we left at home, and a mattress that we'll use for when the grandbaby's older. Oh, that's heavy. Alright, we got the daylight shades on all windows. The dining room table slides in and out for easy access and for the bunk. It also has a lock on it, so you want to lock it in place whenever you slide the slide in. Underneath is a nifty storage where I've got some gloves for the Stinky Slinky, the awning wind-up thing. Crank, thank you. My vacuum cleaner. I'm sure I could shove a bunch more stuff in there if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Moving right along, we have our refrigerator, which has a separate freezer compartment. Our S&S did not. Our S&S was more like a dorm fridge. It had a very small freezer, so this is nice to have. Nothing really in the freezer yet, but we'll get there. It also works on shore power or propane, and this is how you would change your mode. Inside this cabinet, which is also a part of the slide, is where Corey's wardrobe is housed. It's a lot easier for him, being such a tall guy, to get his stuff and get dressed right here. Just got a few things, extras, towels, whatnot. So we have a drawer for storage, and this is the drawer that opens to the outside compartment that Corey showed earlier. I've got my slippers in there, a few things like trash bags. Our spice cabinet is on this wall. So really neat thing about this camper is that the entire bed of the truck camper part slides out, which really opens the space up. Down here is our heater vents, our heater intake. The heater is actually located under this sofa. Got an outlet right here. Moving on over. There's also a storage under this compartment, which is also where some plumbing is. The water pump's there. Water pump and stuff like that underneath it. But we've got extra batteries, tape measure, because we need to know our height a lot of times when traveling. Carbon monoxide detector. LP gas detectors up here, smoke alarm. This is our cab over bed. So also with this truck camper, we have an extra piece that goes right here that is the countertop. To extend the countertop, we could literally cook Thanksgiving dinner in here. So come on up to the top of the truck in the cab over the bedroom. What is up there? Look!
Oh.
Don't need to go to Walgreens later.
Hidden storage features.
Another great thing about this cab over is the headroom. The Arctic box has a domed cathedral shaped ceiling, so it gives for a lot more headroom when walking through. So you can actually sit up in this one. In the S&S we had about that much ceiling, so we were constantly hunched over. It didn't make for a very pleasant way of getting in and out of the bed. So in this wardrobe is where that extra countertop that I was talking about is stored. The interesting thing about these cabinets is that they do go all the way down to the foot locker, which goes all the way across to that cabinet. So in the foot locker I have all of my clothing neatly stacked that I just did for y'all this morning because I had it thrown in here. Place to hang up clothing. And like I said, it goes down to the bottom. So it's all one floor, continuous floor from the front to the back. We have dual receptacles up here, which I'm not used to having. Corey always had a receptacle on his side in the S&S, but I didn't have anything to charge my devices. USB ports, a bookshelf, some mood lighting. I don't know if you can see the mood lighting. This is a fantastic fan, which will blow air in and out, I believe.
Yep.
And then this is Corey's side with all of his same storage, except for his cabinet on this side. It's a little different. It's got two shelves. And then that drawer actually opens up to the bottom of the foot locker, which also goes the length of the cab over. We've got the television wall mounted, and it swings out to face the dining room.
Let me talk about something real quick as a side note. The Screen Beam Mini on the back of the television. If you got a camper, you need one of these. This allows me to cast my phone to the television without Wi-Fi. Like your Amazon devices, like if you get a Fire Stick, you have to have Wi-Fi to cast your phone to it. And these little TVs are not smart. But that Screen Beam allows me to hook my Samsung phone to it, and I can use DeX to watch my phone through my TV. Screen Beam Mini, y'all check it out.
Alrighty, so moving right along. On this wall panel is the control center. This is where our solar monitors are. Our radio that sucks is. I only say it sucks because it doesn't have auxiliary.
Yeah, so the TV doesn't go through.
So the TV doesn't go through it. We were used to with the S&S being able to watch movies and have it going through the speakers, which are located in the bedroom and along the back end of the camper. Here's our thermostat control for AC and heat. This is where all the action happens, I believe. You got the water pump, porch light, cab over light. Our water heater has the option of being gas or electric, which is something new for us. This is where you start and stop your generator. Up here is when where you check all your battery levels, black tank, gray tank, etc. Another great thing about this camper is that it doesn't have the dry bath. It has the wet bath. Without having the dry bath, which would come to about right here, it gives us so much more counter space and so much more cabinet space that I don't think I'll ever fill it. I love the sink. On top of it Got a cutting board, which kind of goes for extra counter space. But the sink is amazing. I need to take a little cleaner to it. It's got some rust marks on it. But I bought this on Amazon. Works wonderful. Little roll-up rack. It's for drying dishes. Our hand pump for soap.
And we'll have a link to all of this stuff down below.
The sprayer is really cool because it comes out. This is so modernized compared to our S&S. The microwave is really, really, really cool. This is a convection oven microwave, which I haven't used yet. I mean, I used it to microwave something, but not convection yet. This is where you control the interior lights. Our 3-burner propane stove, which is a little dirty right now. Can you clean that? So not only do we have a convection oven, but we also have an oven, which is going to most likely be just more food storage, like breads and chips and stuff like that. In this cabinet is our pull-out pantry, which I've got stuff just kind of fall in there. And then down below is, it's a really shallow cupboard, but it works for dish towels, washcloths, koozies, our silicone cups. Down here is where the toilet paper is being stored. I found that to be the best place. Corey always complained that I didn't keep the toilet paper in the bathroom. Well, I can't because it's a wet bath. Something else really neat about this camper is that this is actually an intake. So when you have your heater running in the colder months, it pulls hot air down to the belly to keep everything warm, nice and toasty. So come on into the wet bath. I bought these on Amazon to help us because we don't have a locker cabinet like we did in the S&S. So this has all of our body wash, hair conditioner, and all that. Our medicine cabinet. Some different things I bought on Amazon to help out with the space. This rack to keep towels, our hair turby and whatnot. Corey likes this feature because he can actually stand up in it. We have a fan, and this is actually a porcelain toilet. Also down here is for you to manually slide in and out the slide without using the remote. This is a light for over the entryway so that when you come in at night you can quickly turn that light on to illuminate. And then this button right here is for the awning outside if you're not using the remote and you want to use the button. This is for the outside spotlight outside of the door. The door has your typical spring closure. It's got a snap-on, snap-off cover to keep it nice and cool in here. And this is the inside.
And it's hot because we got the air conditioner off so you can hear us. And it's 100 degrees outside.
Oh, one thing we forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, let me show you.
The carpeted ceiling. So it's interesting to have carpet on your ceiling, which is mainly for insulation purposes, for being all season, all weather camping.
The skylight lets in a lot of heat and it lets in a lot of light. So these are some covers that are meant to cover the back window of these campers, but they got Velcro on them. So, two of them will cover up the skylight perfectly, and the air conditioner still blows straight to the room, and it blocks out some heat. Pretty ingenious.
So we're still learning the ins and outs of the new camper, the new to us camper. The more we go camping, the more things we'll come to find out, I'm sure, down the road.
So this thing I did find was very unique. Most 1150s, every other one I've seen has a dry bath and a dinette. And I think this one is very unique in the fact that it doesn't. It's got the wet bath with the sofa. We had looked at a Lance 1172 and I really liked the sofa on the back. But in the end, I felt like the 1172 was a bit too much camper for the F350. Now this is the biggest Arctic Fox they make and it is quite heavy, but the truck's gonna be fine. But the one slide out really works for me because of the sofa. I really like the sofa. I like having a place to sit. And that brings me to another point. Most people will say you don't need anything that big to go camping because you're never outside, which is generally true. But Kara and I travel the country in this thing. We spend weeks on end in this thing. And a lot of times, if we've been on the road for 12, 15 hours, we really want to come in and have a comfortable place to sit down, watch a movie, cook dinner. And in our little S&S, we really didn't have that room.
Not without the walls closing in on you.
It was really small. The dinette was really tight and everything. And this thing really affords us the space to be comfortable in. And I really like it.
Especially during inclement weather, too. Like, you never know when storms are going to pop up and you have to go inside and retrieve. But... yep, we like it so far.
Yep, so that's our tour of our Arctic Fox 1150 and our setup. Until next time, guys, we'll see y'all.